What's good, comic fam? Stick around to the end of the show because we have an extremely important giveaway that we have to announce. We're back with a list of the top 10 most trending hot comics in the industry at the table with my good friend, Russ Bright, an Overstreet advisor.
Tom, this is a perfect list for the month of July. We've got something old, something new, something borrowed, and even something blue.
Yo, we have some breaking news on this show that we're going to get to, but not before we let you know you only have 4 more days to join our mystery mail call comic book subscription service where the community can help support our show, but they also get dope comic books from us. We have a gorgeous John Tyler Christopher propaganda variant that every single member is going to be getting. And I like to do secret variants, and I'm going to let everybody know right now. I'm not going to know what it is, but I'm going to let you know that every single member will be getting a Peach Momoko exclusive, only found in the mystery mail call this month.
Hot.
I will announce what it is the day before we sell out. Let's jump into this list at number 10.
Make sure you like and subscribe because we're about to tell you about Something is Killing the Children, number 8, the 1 in 25 Jeff Deckel variant.
This book came out the gate screaming this week, $100 average sales. They're being listed for $130. I saw one listed for $300. Wow. I'll remind everybody, because we've been talking about this title for quite some time. James Tynion is killing it on so many different titles. One of my favorite books is Memetic, and this comic book run first got some buzz earlier this year when Boom Studios announced that they have titles that they're taking directly to Netflix. So individuals in the community are doing a lot of speculation. Well, then we heard just a couple weeks ago that James Tynion said in his newsletter, quote, "I've been having a bunch of very top secret conversations about this project in the last few weeks. So when there are variants hitting the market with ratios like that, it pushes the spec to the next level."
Number 9 on the list, we have Saga of the Swamp Thing, number 37, first appearance of John Constantine.
We're seeing a $200 average sale for one of my all-time favorite DC heroes, anti-heroes. We have a 200% increase in copies sold, and this is an expensive book. It's a major key, $680 highs at 9.8. Wow. Now, shout out to Boss Logic, who put together this John Constantine, Keanu Reeves style with the tattoos on the neck, making me super happy because I have to imagine that he, just like myself, really wants to see Keanu Reeves back as John Constantine. Give him some blonde hair. I don't care. Bring him back. Now is the time for him to play this character. I don't care if the last movie wasn't very good. There's no Shia LaBeouf. Bring him back. We all happy.
Well, and Constantine is one of those characters that they're getting so close to doing something with. Now is the right time for an actual live action. He had his television series, which didn't go very well. He showed up in the DC Legends of Tomorrow, which didn't go very well. They could have done something with him in Swamp Thing. They even had the actor come back and do the Justice League Dark animated. I mean, really, right now is a perfect opportunity when you have actors. And I know Keanu's probably not too free schedule-wise, but yeah, I'd like to see him in that role too.
I'll remind everybody that J.J. Abrams is piloting this Justice League Dark series for HBO Max. However, rumors now are saying that there is a live Constantine either show or movie currently in development through Warner Brothers. And the quote is that Bad Robot is serving as the production company with Abrams leading as the producer. I'll also want to remind everybody what Keanu Reeves was saying this last year about this character. He said, "I've always wanted to play John Constantine again. I just love that world too. I love that character. I just had a blast playing the character and playing in the world."
It would be a 30-year break between Bill and Ted and a 25-year break between Constantine. It's not unheard of.
And if it happens, I'm giving credit to Boss Logic, just like I'm giving credit for him calling the Wolverine spec of the year, Rainn Wilson. What's up? What do we have at number 8?
Number 8 on the list. This is a sleeper book that I think everyone should have been paying attention to years ago.
You introduced me to this book.
I did. So Macross number 1. If any of you were fans of Giant Gundam, you know about Macross Robotech. You really, really do. This is a low print run book from Comico back in the day. And coming in the list, number 8, we're seeing a $40 average sale and a high sale of $650 on this book.
This is a comic book that I've had so many times and then had that realization, oh shoot, I didn't know what I had. I've been selling it for $1 for years.
So that's kind of the thing. A lot of these mecha type robot Japanese TV show, they're not worth a whole lot. But you understand that Comico released this Macross #1, and then the series started at Robotech #2. There is no Robotech #1, and this is just kind of like a standalone book that people don't really realize goes with the rest of the Robotech series. First appearance of Robotech in comic books, and it is a solid book that you can find if you go hunting.
What's fun about this one here is that there's a over 450% increase in copies sold, and I can find zero spec reasons for this, but it's also a very highly respected key. I think that this is a great opportunity to maybe be patient and wait for it at auction.
Oh, absolutely. You could see that there was a 9.8 at auction that went for only about $500 because, again, the people were a little bit more patient.
Next on the list, at number 7, we have a character that I think is great for speculation and has seen higher sales earlier in the year. So it's back down, but average sales are putting it back on this list. We have Teen Titans Annual #2, the first appearance in costume of Vigilante.
$12 for a raw sale. We're looking at $110 for a recent 9.8 sale, but 2 months ago, that was a little bit over $130. So we've seen it creep down. And while the market is going 110, we're seeing a 567% increase, basically on the news that Idris Elba is potentially going to play this character in the next Suicide Squad film.
2019, back in March, Key Collector had alerted everybody about rumors of Polka Dot Man being part of this film, Ratcatcher, Peacemaker, and all 3 of these characters currently have actors and actresses' names attached to them.
Mm-hmm.
Not slated to release till next year, August 6th. There is room for speculation on all of these books. We're waiting to see if Idris Elba suits up.
And if you want to be on top of these key alerts, you should use code TOM101 for a free week of the best comic book app out there. It's available for iPhone and Android.
Link in the description, and let's chat about number 6 on the list. One of your favorite books.
I love this book, and it's one of those major keys that doesn't even have the first appearance on the cover. Hawkman #4, first appearance of Zatanna. What a fantastic Silver Age book. I've been looking for this book for a while, and it keeps getting more and more unattainable. I just don't think I'm ever going to get this book.
This is a pricey book, so a lot of members are going for those lower grade copies. It's a bit more affordable, $500 average sales, but we saw an 8.0 copy hit $1,400.
So interesting about that is there's an 8.0 that went for $1,460, and then we had a 9.2 that went for $1,470. Although the 9.2 was a qualified grade green label, Tom.
Why would a green label sell at a 9.2 for the same price as an 8.0 blue label? Can you explain that?
So a 9.2, it's going to have gorgeous, the colors are going to be great. Everything looks fantastic. But if you look at the label on the green labels, they will actually explain why it's not worth as much as it could be. This one actually ended up having a popped lower staple on the cover. So while it looks like a beautiful book, pictures can be deceiving. This one actually had an issue with it and only sold for a little bit more than a comparable 8.0.
That's why there is a CGC qualified label, because sometimes there's a mistake on the comic that really cuts the grade down, but it would be so severe, but the book could be so attractive that they gotta not have it affect the grade too much.
Right.
Number 5 on the list, we have a Netflix show that came out. I'm going to be binge watching this any day now. We have
too.
Warrior Nun Aurelia issue #1. I was surprised to see this popping on the list a couple weeks ago. Now, even more surprised to see it's coming back on the list with average sales at $50. We're seeing 9.6s hit 195. But here's the thing, it's up 213% in copies sold because Certified Fresh has put this at a 74% rating. People love this series.
Notice that our high sale of a 9.6 is $195. There are people who have 9.8s listed on eBay around $1,000.
Warning.
That feels very, very inflated. Understand that yes, there are only 5 9.8s currently on the census, but that's most likely because there aren't a whole lot of these graded. So people could probably get really nice raw copies and get them graded. I think a little bit more realistic estimate right now is probably in the $400 to $500 range, and I know that we have seen a 9.8 sale over a year ago for $300.
This isn't the only Netflix news that we have. We also saw the premiere this week of The Old Guard, which is also making the top 20 list. So download Key Collector Comics so you can see just how much that book has moved because it's had an increase of copies sold of 200% in 7 days. And we also had a trailer drop of Umbrella Academy Season 2. So we need to be watching the free Comic Book Day edition just as closely.
Sometimes news is released that's so big where you need to take one side and another side and put them together, like we're doing at number 3 and number 4. Number 4 this week, we have War of the Realms, Agents of Atlas number 2, which is the first appearance of Swordmaster.
This is interesting because he only appears in this comic book. He only has a cover appearance prior to this.
Now, the cover appearance is number 3 on the list, which is War of the Realms, Agent of Atlas, number 1. Tom and I have been talking about this book multiple times because there are so many first appearances in this book. Marvel's been talking about producing more stuff for the Chinese market, a lot of new characters. And we know that this week they've announced that there's going to be something happening in the MCU, and they also came out and let us know that their solo series for Arrow and Swordmaster are coming back to print. That's really big news because Marvel turned a lot of comic books to digital only.
Rumors that Swordmaster is going to appear in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. have surfaced, pushing issue number 2 to $15 average sales and a hike in copies sold in 7 days of 1,200%. Issue number 1 featuring Arrow, the other character that's being spec'd on, that's being teased by Marvel, is also seeing a $15 average sale, but that coupled with the news that you were just talking about has pushed this copy's average sale over 7 days to 3,000%.
Wow.
And now we have to chat about number 2 on the list. You can't see me. John Cena, he's coming, and we have news to break on this show today.
Now, we've been hearing rumors for months. There were set pictures, things happening, John Cena getting questions asked when he was out in public. Well, now we have as close to confirmation as we can confirm that he will be showing up and playing the character of Peacemaker.
Sources tell us this is happening. You're seeing online rumors. You're seeing people even joke at this point because there's so many rumors. Is he going to play Goku? Like, is he going to play Zatanna? Like, these are actual things that are happening because you got the WWE fans involved. So everybody's hyped about this. And now we're putting Blue Beetle issue number 3, the re-entry of the Peacemaker, a little bit more badass right on this list.
So we are seeing Blue Beetle number 3, $10 average sales and a high sale of $250 at 9.8. There is only one sale of a 9.8, and I'm sure more will come out of the woodwork after this. But 2,200% increase in sales this week. James Gunn even went so far as to come out and say, you're going to freak out on this new John Cena news. So is he going to get his own solo series as Peacemaker? We're not quite certain, but we do have the WWE fans as well as the comic book fans driving this week.
Number 1 on the list. I am so stoked. We have MCU news, breaking news this week. Inhumans number 5 going right on this list. We have the first appearance of Black Widow, Yelena Belova, coming in at $50 average sales and a high sale at $350. This book is going up by the day.
It really, really is. We're looking at 3 days ago, the high sale was $275, and then 2 days ago, the high sale was $300. So it's going to keep creeping up. Now that we know that Yelena Belova is going to take the name Black Widow for any subsequent series or movie appearances after Scarlett Johansson leaves.
This prequel cannot come soon enough, and we are finding out a major reveal about someone we can follow that's going to have more movies featured with her character in it.
It is great to see the passing of the baton to a new Black Widow. 650% increase in copies sold in this last week.
It may be higher tomorrow.
It really may.
Comic fam, we appreciate your support. Shout out to Michael Mincy, Bender Bending Rodriguez, and Jeremy Meredith, who are all going to be winners of a copy of Wretches number 1 from the Kickstarter launch. These are hot.
Absolutely are. And Tom, as you mentioned earlier, we do have a very special giveaway.
That's right. Courtesy also of Scout Comics. We're going to be chatting about a very important comic book, Assassin and Son, an issue that was released this week by Scout Comics, featuring a real-life superhero.
Yes, Tom. Shad Gaspard, former WWE wrestler, sacrificed his life last month to save his son's life.
After being swept away by a riptide, and he prioritized his son over himself. His son survived, and now this comic book is still coming out in all profits of said issue is going to his family. So shout out to Scout Comics for doing this. A cover A and a cover B, 3 sets going out to the community. So comment down below. These are available on scoutcomics.com and they're limited to 1,000 each.
Thank you very much to Scout Comics for doing such an amazing thing for the community as well as Shad's family. This is very, very touching and no better way to geek responsibly.
Absolutely. Enough said.